Brother's overbearing girlfriend demanded we sell the family restaurant that's been passed down for generations so he could get a real job and impress her rich parents. So I took him to court, won ownership, and now he's missing after she posted a photo with another man. My brother's girlfriend said our family legacy was holding him back, so she tried to destroy it. I didn't just fight back. I made sure the next time she tried that kind of move, she'd be alone. Our family's owned a small Italian restaurant for 3 generations. My grandfather built it from the ground up when he got to this country. My dad ran it for 40 years. When he died, it came to me and my brother, Luca, 50-50 split. We used to dream about running it together when we were kids, playing restaurant in the backyard, scribbling fake menus, watching Nonna roll out gnocchi like it was magic. I kept the dream. He didn't. Enter her, Chloe, Miss, my dad's a venture capitalist, and you'd look so handsome in a suit. We all thought she was just a phase at first, the kind of girl you date to see what a different world looks like, but not someone you actually build a life with. But she stuck around, and it didn't take long for her to start pushing Luca to change. Fast. Suddenly our restaurant was just a job, not a career. She told him we needed to modernize, which, in Chloe speak, meant kill the old menu, get rid of our chef, a family friend who's been with us 20+ years, and add upscale tapas and craft cocktails. At first I tried to compromise, told Luca we could try a few specials, let her feel like she's helping. But Chloe doesn't do part of something. She wants to take over. When we didn't cave, she started getting nasty. Passive-aggressive digs every time she came by, calling it a cute little place, saying the decor smelled like 1992. She even told our mom, our actual mother, that we were being stubborn old men in training. Luca started siding with her more and more, skipping family dinners, showing up late to meetings. And then one day he said it. Maybe we should sell. I laughed at first, thought he was joking, but he wasn't. Said he'd found a buyer, some development firm that wanted to flip it into a brunch spot with a rooftop bar. The money was tempting, I'll admit, but no amount was worth killing what our family built. I said no, flat out. That's when Chloe made it her mission to break me. She started whispering poison to everyone, telling our extended family I was controlling, unstable, even that I was emotionally blackmailing Luca to keep him stuck. She showed up to a cousin's wedding in some designer outfit, dragged Luca around like a show pony, and loudly told anyone who'd listen that some people just can't handle growth. He just stood there. The final straw? She walked into the restaurant one night during dinner service, heels, sunglasses, the whole ridiculous look, and told our hostess that the place would be under new ownership soon. Then she smiled at me like she'd already won. I didn't blow up, I didn't scream. I started taking notes. I talked to a lawyer the next morning. See, when our dad died, the restaurant passed to both of us, but the paperwork was sloppy. Verbal agreements, handshake deals, that kind of thing. But the taxes, the licensing, the actual business operation, that was under my name. Luca didn't want to deal with the admin side, so I took it on. Chloe didn't know that. When I explained everything to the lawyer, he almost laughed, said I had a rock-solid case to claim full operational ownership, especially since Luca had been absent for months and wasn't meeting his legal obligations as a co-owner. So I filed, quietly. Didn't tell a soul, not even our mom. I wanted it airtight. When the papers were served, Luca lost it, called me a traitor, said I was letting jealousy ruin our family. Chloe screamed in the background the whole time, accusing me of sabotaging Luca's future. I didn't respond, just let the lawyers do the talking. Court took 3 months. Chloe showed up twice, once in a pantsuit like she was the one on trial, tried to glare me down like she could intimidate me. I didn't even look at her. The judge sided with me, 100%. I kept the restaurant, every inch of it. Luca technically retained financial interest, but was removed from all operational control. He signed a buyout agreement a week later, took the money, and disappeared. I haven't seen him in person since. That was 6 weeks ago. And now he's missing. Chloe posted a photo last night. It's her, smiling at a beachside bar in Mexico, leaning into some random guy. Caption says, "Finally free to live the life I deserve." No tag, no mention of Luca. Nothing. He's not answering texts, his social media's gone, and our mom is freaking out. I don't know what's going on, but something feels off. Comments that Op responded to. Comment 1. She walked into your family's restaurant and said it was under new ownership? Girl, what? That's villain behavior. OP. You should have seen her face when I didn't flinch. I think that pissed her off more than anything. Comment duh. Wait, so your brother sold out for some girl who probably can't cook minute rice? OP. Man, he used to live for our Sunday sauce. Now he's ghosting all of us. I don't get it. Comment 3. Props for not blowing up. Taking it to court instead of the court of public opinion? Cold. I respect that. OP. I learned real quick that yelling makes you look unhinged. Paperwork speaks louder. Comment 4. I don't even know you, but I need Chloe to lose, on a spiritual level. OP. Same. This isn't even about the restaurant anymore. It's about what she's done to my brother. Comment sync. Watch out. That photo screams soft launch of a new boyfriend. OP. I caught that too. I zoomed in. He's wearing a Rolex, not Luca's. Update 1. Alright, so I don't even know where to start with this update because everything's just getting more bizarre by the day. I still haven't heard from Luca. Not a single word, not a text, not a missed call, nothing. My mom's been calling me in tears almost every night. I finally went over there last weekend and sat with her in the kitchen for hours while she flipped between being pissed off and terrified. I hadn't seen her cry like that since Dad's funeral. I tried telling her he probably just needed space, that he was embarrassed or maybe angry, or licking his wounds somewhere sunny with no Wi-Fi. But even saying it out loud felt like a lie, because, yeah, something's not right. I started digging. Nothing wild, just small stuff, asking around, messaging mutual friends, calling a few of his old buddies from high school who usually know where he's crashing when he wants to go dark. None of them have seen or heard from him. His car's gone from his building, but his parking pass hasn't been used in over a week. And then there's Chloe. God, I don't even know how to explain her right now. She's been posting non-stop on her socials, just like before, only now it's extra. It's like she's on a one-woman PR tour, trying to make sure the world knows she's thriving without Luca. Every caption is some backhanded shot. Learned that letting go of the wrong person is how you level up. Champagne tastes only. No room for small dreams. Real men don't need mommy and a mediocre restaurant to feel important. That last one hit hard. Our dad built that mediocre restaurant brick by brick. It put food on our table. It buried him in a suit we bought with tip money from a weekend rush. It's not just a building. It's us. I tried not to react, but I lost it after that post. I DM'd her, just said, "Where's my brother?" 3 words. No threats, no name calling. I just wanted an answer. She left me on red, and then blocked me. So, fine. Gloves off. I talked to my lawyer again, not because I want more legal drama, trust me, I'm exhausted, but because I needed to know if there was anything else tied to Luca's name. Turns out, during the buyout, he also signed away access to a couple of side accounts that were tied to the restaurant's old payroll system. Nothing big, but enough to tell if he was still checking in, moving money around, doing anything. He hasn't touched them. Worse, the last time his debit card was used was 2.5 weeks ago at a gas station off I-5. That's it. Not a plane ticket, not a hotel, not even a coffee. I called the station, asked if they had footage. They did, but they wouldn't give it to me without police involvement. I filed a missing persons report the next morning, and then the floodgates opened. Turns out Chloe has been talking, just not to us. One of our cousins messaged me after seeing my Reddit post and said Chloe's been telling people that Luca had a breakdown after losing the restaurant and checked himself into some retreat for spiritual healing, but she wouldn't say where. And when someone asked if she'd been to visit him, she just said he doesn't want anyone around, especially not family. Now look, I'm not trying to act like I know every inch of my brother's mind, but that's not Luca. He's prideful, sure. But he wouldn't just vanish without telling our mom, especially not after everything with Dad, unless he's being kept quiet. I'm not saying she kidnapped him or anything. I'm not crazy, but I think she's hiding something. Either he left on his own and she doesn't care, or she knows exactly where he is and is lying through her teeth. And here's the worst part. I went to the restaurant yesterday morning to meet the plumber. Some pipes burst in the back freezer. And guess who I saw across the street? Chloe, in her car, just parked there. No sunglasses this time, no smirk, just sitting in the driver's seat, staring at the front door like she was waiting for someone to come out. I walked toward her, she sped off. Update 2. South. I've officially crossed into territory I never thought I'd be in. Sitting across from a private investigator, showing him screenshots of my brother's girlfriend's Instagram captions like they're pieces of a crime scene. I didn't even think I'd go this far, honestly. I thought reporting Luca missing would spark something, that maybe he'd see it and call, or Chloe would panic and slip, or the cops would at least pretend to give a shit beyond the usual. He's an adult, he's allowed to go off the grid if he wants to. But no, they did the paperwork, made a note, and shrugged. So I called in someone I trust, a guy I went to school with, back when I still thought I'd be an architect and not the guy handing out wine lists at a restaurant older than me. His name's Ben. He does freelance security work and the occasional PI gig, mostly for messy divorce cases and family fraud. Told me straight up he's not cheap. I said I didn't care. I gave him everything I had. The dates, the last card transaction, Chloe's social posts, mutual friend names, addresses, even some of the voice messages from our mom. I think hearing her cry actually moved him more than my whole rant did. He said he'd start with travel records, call logs, and her financials. Told me if Luca used a credit card tied to any joint account with her, he'd find it. And then he said something that's been sitting heavy in my chest ever since. Be prepared for either possibility, that he's choosing this or that he's not. It hadn't even fully hit me until then. That there's a version of this where Luca doesn't want to be found. Not because he's in danger, but because he chose Chloe over everything else. Over me. Over mom, over the restaurant, over who he used to be. That's the part that's been fucking me up the most, because if she broke him down enough to make him walk away from all of it, from us, then maybe I was too late. But I can't think like that yet. Because then Ben found something. 3 days into his digging, he calls me. No pleasantries. Just says, I found a ticket. It was a one-way flight booked under Luca's name, to Tulum. Purchased 3 days after I won the court case. Paid for with Chloe's backup credit card. It gets better. The ticket was never scanned. He never got on that flight. But she did. I didn't believe it at first. Thought maybe she used his name by accident or it was a glitch. Ben pulled airport security logs. Chloe checked in alone. Luggage for one. Boarded without issue. Posted the beach pic the same night. So now I'm sitting here wondering, did she buy him a one-way ticket out and he bailed? Did she plan for him to leave and he refused? Or did she want it to look like he left? And it gets even weirder. Ben found out that 2 days before the ticket was booked, there was a police report filed in Luca's name in a totally different city. Santa Cruz. Petty vandalism. Someone keyed a Tesla with the phrase, "Snakes eat snakes." The car was registered to one of Chloe's old classmates. Guess what? He's the same guy from her beach photo. Rolex guy. I don't believe in coincidence like that. Not with her. I showed the report to our mom. I didn't want to, but I had to. She didn't take it well. She said the phrase, "snakes eat snakes," was something Luca used to say when we were teens. Back when we were obsessed with mafia movies and quoting dumb one-liners about loyalty. It was his favorite. Meant, everyone's out for themselves, even the people closest to you. So either that's a sign from him, or someone wants us to think it is. I haven't slept in 2 days. I tried to go into the restaurant like normal this morning, just to keep some kind of routine. But it felt wrong. Every chair looked out of place. I started rearranging silverware and realized I was shaking. Our line cook noticed and asked if I was okay. I told him I was fine, but I'm not. There's a photo of Luca and me on the wall behind the bar, taken the week after Dad died. We're standing in front of the brick oven, holding beers, pretending to smile. I caught myself staring at it for like 5 minutes. Just locked in, trying to remember if he looked happy that day or if I just imagined it. And here's the kicker. Just when I thought I was finally getting ahead of this, I got a voicemail from an unknown number. Male voice, muffled, could barely make out anything, just a few words. Don't look for me. I'm done. No name. No background noise. Just static and those 6 words. I sent it to Ben. He's trying to trace the origin now, but he said it's probably a burner. Disposable SIM prepaid. Classic ghost move. But here's the thing, if it was Luca, he didn't sound okay. His voice was low, tight, not angry, not confident, like someone whispering from the edge of something deep. And if it wasn't Luca, then someone's trying to fake him being alive. I don't know which would be worse. Update 3. I finally confronted Chloe. She laughed in my face. I didn't go to the restaurant today. Couldn't. I sat in my car out front for 20 minutes with my hands gripping the wheel so hard my knuckles went white, and then I just drove off. No destination, no music, just silence and anger pressing down on my chest like a seatbelt that won't let go. Ben confirmed the voicemail was untraceable. Burner number, like he suspected. No ID, no trail. Whoever sent it knew exactly how to cover their ass. He also confirmed that Chloe had flown out of Tulum and was back in town, so I decided I was done playing the long game. I went to her condo. I've never been there before. She always came to Luca's or met us at the restaurant, probably because even back then, she was planning to make a clean exit when she was done. The building was disgusting in that over-sterile, modern way. You know what I mean? White marble floors no one walks on, elevators that smell like new credit cards and bleach. I waited in the lobby until someone came out, slipped in before the doors closed. Old trick, worked like a charm. Her unit was on the 14th floor. I knocked once. She opened the door looking bored. That's the only word I can think of. Not surprised, not confused, just annoyed, like I'd interrupted her manicure or something. She looked me up and down like she didn't recognize me, then leaned on the doorframe and asked, "You lost or something?" And I swear to God, something inside me just cracked. I told her I wanted to know where Luca was. No games, no deflection, no Instagram quotes or bullshit about healing. Just the truth. She smiled. Actually smiled. Then she said, "Did you really think you were the only one who knew how to play dirty?" I didn't even respond. I just stared at her, trying to understand how someone could be this hollow and smug. She kept going. Said Luca was exactly where he needs to be, and that you should have let him go when he asked. I asked her again, "Is he safe?" She rolled her eyes, said, "Safe? You mean is he happy? Who knows? But at least he's free." I told her this wasn't a fucking joke, that our mother was spiraling, that if anything happened to him, she was going to answer for it. She just tilted her head and said, "He didn't want to be saved, you know. That was your first mistake." Then she shut the door in my face, and I just stood there, blinking, heart pounding, fists clenched so hard I felt my nails dig into my palms. I wish that was the end of it, but it wasn't, because later that night, I got a package. No return address, just my name, scrawled in cheap black marker. Inside, a stack of papers, a flash drive, and a photo of Luca. He looked tired, unshaven, wearing a hoodie that I recognized from his closet. He wasn't smiling, wasn't frowning either, just sort of there, like someone had caught him off guard. On the back of the photo it said, "Let him go." He already did. The papers were copies of messages, screenshots, a timeline. Someone, I assume Chloe, had compiled everything that made me look like the villain. Emails where I pushed back on Luca's ideas, texts where I told him Chloe was toxic, a thread of one-sided messages I sent after the court case, begging him to talk. On their own, it looked obsessive, controlling, desperate. She was building a case. The flash drive, videos, clips of Luca talking to someone off camera. He looked exhausted, like he hadn't slept in days. He said things like, "I just want peace," and "He never lets me make my own choices." That last one broke me, because I don't know if he meant it or if he was made to say it. I showed Ben. He said it looked like some kind of therapy session, but not a real one, more like a setup, a way to document Luca's descent so Chloe could have a narrative if things went south, if I went public, if anything legal came back around. He asked me if I wanted to keep pushing. I said yes, because I know my brother, and this isn't him. This is her version of him, the one she broke down and hollowed out. She wanted him clean, professional, detached from family. She got close enough to cut deep, then yanked him away before he could realize how much he was bleeding. And now she's trying to make me look like the abuser. I spent the rest of the night combing through the videos, watching him flinch, watching him hesitate before answering, looking for clues, looking for something, anything, that proved he wasn't just a willing prisoner in all this. Final update. So, turns out Chloe was lying. Shocker. Ben, the PI, found him staying at some overpriced wellness compound in Arizona under a fake name, paid for by one of Chloe's shell accounts. The same guy from her beach photo? Turns out he runs it. Yeah, let that sink in. Luca didn't disappear because he needed healing. He disappeared because Chloe stashed him somewhere to make herself look like the victim and me like the psycho-controlling brother. But here's the part she didn't see coming. I wasn't the only one looking for him. One of Chloe's ex-friends, a girl she ghosted after getting what she needed socially, saw the beach photos, recognized the guy, and DM'd me. She gave me everything. The timeline, the receipts, the burner accounts, even an audio message Chloe sent bragging about how she played them both and came out clean. Spoiler, she didn't. I sent everything to Luca. I wasn't even trying to convince him anymore. Just said, "You left because you thought we were the problem. Here's proof that it was her all along." No response. 3 days later, he showed up. Didn't say much. Just stood on our porch with his hood up, holding the envelope I'd sent him months ago, the one he dropped on the bar in front of a packed house. He handed it back. Said, "You were right. I just didn't want you to be." I didn't hug him. I didn't say, "Welcome back." I just opened the door and said, "You hungry?" We didn't talk about Chloe after that. Not once. I heard through mutuals that she tried to spin it online, claim Luca was unstable, and ran back to his brother out of fear. But the audio leak did the damage. She got dropped from her social collabs. The beach guy deleted everything, and her last public post was a black screen captioned, "Be careful who you trust." Nobody commented. As for the restaurant, stronger than ever. Luca's not running it. He doesn't want that. But he comes in 3 nights a week now to cook with me. No customers know who he is. He likes it that way. Said, "I just want to be part of it again without owning it." So, yeah, I still have the restaurant. Name's the same. Menu's mostly the same. Business is good. Better than it was, actually. Luca's not running it with me, but he's around. Comes in a few nights a week, helps in the kitchen. Doesn't want his name on anything anymore. Said he just wants to be useful, not in charge. I didn't push it. We don't talk about Chloe. At all. It's like she's radioactive. The only thing he said about her since coming back was, "You were right. I just didn't want to hear it back then." Fair enough. Mom's doing better. She doesn't cry every day anymore. I think having him back, even like this, gave her something to hold on to. I don't really know what I feel, to be honest. I'm still pissed, still tired, still trying to wrap my head around everything that happened. But for the first time in months, it doesn't feel like I'm carrying all of it alone. I didn't fix everything. I didn't get some big dramatic apology, but I got my brother back in some form, and I kept the thing we built. That's enough. She's gone. He's here.